The moment was heavy, filled with desperation, fear, and undeniable passion. Sheng Xiaoyu's body trembled as the sharp pain of the mark burned into his skin. But it was more than just pain. It was a bond, an irreversible claim. For years, Yong had schemed, manipulated, and waited for this moment. And now, at the edge of death, Sheng had no choice. If he wanted to live, he had to belong to Yong. The kidnappers were dead, lying cold in the shadows of the parking lot. Yong stood above them, his gun still smoking, his eyes sharp as blades. But when he turned to Sheng, the terrifying mask of the enigma fell away, and all that remained was the raw desperation of a man terrified of losing the one he loved. Sheng's skin was pale, sweat dripping down his temples, his pulse weak from the poison coursing through his veins. Yong crouched beside him, his voice low, steady, and commanding. "Listen to me, Sheng Xiaoyu," Yong whispered. "There is no other way. You will die if I don't mark you. Your gland is collapsing, your life is slipping away. And his voice cracked for just a moment. "I cannot lose you." Sheng's eyelids fluttered weakly. His breaths came shallow and slow. He wanted to resist, to push Yong away, but his strength was gone. His heart pounded with confusion, betrayal, and anger. Yong had lied to him, manipulated him, stolen moments from him. And now the same man was kneeling by his side, claiming to be his savior. But Sheng was dying. And when you are seconds from death, choices no longer matter. Survival is the only truth. Yong lowered his lips to Sheng's neck, his sharp teeth sinking into the tender skin of his gland. Pain seared through Sheng's body like fire, his voice breaking into a hoarse cry as the bond took hold. The mark burned into him, deeper than skin, deeper than bone. It etched itself into his very soul. The world blurred into nothing but heat and pain, and Yong's scent flooding into him, overpowering and intoxicating. When it was over, Yong pulled him close, pressing Sheng against his chest. His voice was ragged but firm. "You're mine now. No one can hurt you again, not even death." The mark saved Sheng's life. The poison that had been ravaging his body slowly dissipated as Yong's alpha pheromones surged into him, stabilizing his broken gland. His breathing steadied, his pulse strengthened, and color returned faintly to his lips. But survival came at a cost. He was no longer free. No longer an independent alpha standing proud at the top of society. Sheng Xiaoyu was now an omega Yong's omega. The realization struck him like a thunderbolt when he opened his eyes hours later in Yong's mansion. The sheets beneath him were silk, the air thick with Yong's scent. His neck ached where the mark burned, a constant reminder of what had been done. His body felt different, lighter in some ways, weaker in others. He tried to sit up, but his body trembled, adjusting to the transformation. Yong sat nearby, watching him with sharp eyes that softened only when they rested on Sheng. "You're awake," he said quietly. His tone carried relief but also possession. "I almost lost you." Sheng's fists clenched in the sheets. His voice was hoarse, but it carried fury. "You marked me, without my permission." Yong's lips curved into a faint smile, though his eyes burned with intensity. "If I hadn't, you would be dead. Tell me, Sheng Xiaoyu, do you prefer death over belonging to me?" Sheng's breath caught in his throat. He wanted to scream yes, to spit in Yong's face, to tell him that this was unforgivable. But when he pressed his hand against his chest, he felt the steady rhythm of his heart. Strong and alive. He was breathing because of Yong, living because of Yong. And the truth he hated most of all, he was still drawn to the man. From that moment on, Sheng's life was no longer his own. His brother's scheme to destroy him had failed, but in its place, Yong had succeeded in binding him forever. The mark was permanent. No one could remove it. No one could undo it. Sheng was his. But the mark was more than a claim, it was a transformation. Sheng Xiaoyu, once a proud S-class alpha, was now an omega. His body began to change in subtle but undeniable ways. His senses became sharper, his emotions more intense. The world seemed louder, heavier, as if every sound and scent pressed down on him. And most unbearable of all, his body responded to Hua Yong's presence. Every time Hua Yong stepped into the room, Sheng's skin prickled, his heart raced, his thoughts scattered. It was infuriating. "Stay away from me," Sheng hissed one evening when Hua Yong tried to bring him food. His voice shook with anger and shame. "You've destroyed me. You've taken everything I am." Hua Yong only looked at him with that same enigmatic calm, setting the tray down beside him. "No, Sheng. I've given you life. You'll understand one day. You can hate me all you want, but I won't let you go. You were always meant to be mine." Sheng's nails dug into his palms until they bled. He wanted to deny it, to reject Hua Yong completely. But deep down, buried beneath his fury, was something far more dangerous, an undeniable pull. A bond that tugged at him relentlessly, whispering that he belonged. The days that followed were torture for Sheng. His body was betraying him. His alpha pride clashed with the omega instincts forced upon him. He fought it with everything he had, locking himself in rooms, refusing to eat, screaming into pillows until his voice broke. But no matter what he did, the bond remained. And Hua Yong, calm, patient, manipulative Hua Yong, was always there, watching him, waiting for him to surrender. "You don't understand, Sheng," Hua Yong whispered one night, sitting at the edge of the bed while Sheng lay facing the wall, his shoulders trembling with silent rage. "I loved you long before this moment. Every scheme, every lie, every sacrifice. It was all for you. You can hate me, but you can't deny me. Not anymore. The mark ties us together. You're mine, and I'll spend the rest of my life proving it to you." Sheng squeezed his eyes shut, his chest burning with conflicting emotions. Hatred, love, anger, longing. He wanted to run from Hua Yong, but the bond dragged him closer. He wanted to hate him forever, but his body betrayed him with every heartbeat. Hua Yong had finally won. He had turned the impossible into reality. The proud alpha who would never look at him, who only desired omegas, was now his omega. His to protect, his to keep, his to love in the twisted way only Hua Yong could. Sheng Xiaoyu had lost his freedom. But Hua Yong had finally gained everything he had ever wanted.